field of nutrition and dietetics is growing more rapidly than other fields in the job market. According to statistics, a 7% increase in the demand for nutritionists and dietitians is expected in the job market in the following years, which is higher than average. Right now, in the US, there are 106,000 nutritionists and dietitians, and it is a very female-dominated field, with 90% of the jobs being taken by women and 10% by men. You see how this job can be very attractive for women. It's become sort of an it-girl job, if I can put it that way. Additionally, I feel like there's been a rise in the awareness of how one can improve their health the natural way, and people are now focusing more on the importance of nutrition as part of having a healthy lifestyle and improving longevity. And because of all of these positive aspects, it's also become very popular to study nutrition. How do you become a nutritionist or a dietitian? It is also very important to note that there is an essential difference between the two things, and choosing your degree the right way can have a huge impact on your entire study process and the jobs that you're going to be able to apply for later. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Clementina and I do fitness, health, nutrition content here on YouTube. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in nutrition sciences and with a master's degree in food chemistry, and today we're uncovering my bachelor's degree in nutrition sciences. I'm going to also be explaining to you a few things that I wish I knew before starting the degree. After watching this video, you're definitely going to have understood more about each degree and you'll have a clearer understanding of which path might be the right for you. I studied nutrition sciences as a bachelor's degree here in Austria. It is available in many universities worldwide as a bachelor's degree nowadays, and it is not the same as dietetics. Dietetics also exists at some universities as a bachelor's degree, but here at least it exists only in universities of applied sciences. There is a fundamental difference between typical universities and universities of applied sciences. Universities, like the one I attended, are the most common type of university. You have a bit more flexibility in attending classes and you can also choose which subjects to take in which semester. It is a lot more flexible, but it requires a lot more self-discipline if you want to graduate in a reasonable amount of time. With dietetics, the thing is a bit different. At universities of applied sciences, you usually have a scheduled program. The vibes are a little bit more as if you're at school and you have to attend at certain days of the week at certain times at all cases. Therefore, if you plan to work part-time during your studies, or if you have to work due to financial reasons, this might not be the perfect choice for you just because of the way that this type of university works. Clearing up the first very important misconception. Nutritionists are not allowed to work with unhealthy people. They are not allowed to give advice to people that have severe health conditions such as kidney disease, fatty liver disease, etc. This is why also at the end of my previous videos, when I tell you about my Fiverr gig, I always mention that I am not authorized to work with people that have severe illnesses. Registered dietitians, however, are the ones that are the right person to go to when you want a meal plan and you have some kind of a specific condition. They are also permitted to work in hospitals and look over the menus that are presented there. Nutritionists have other advantages that I will be getting into in a minute that registered dietitians do not have. One last important thing to know on the topic of universities. Usually at universities of applied sciences, the spots that they have available each year are a lot less than at public universities, normal type universities. Universities of applied sciences can also be public. They just have between 15 to 30 spots open each year, while larger universities like the one I attended had, I believe, 550 spots the year that I applied. Of course, also more people applied there. We were around 800 300 applicants, and then we had to attend entrance examination to filter out 300 people that could not make it into the program. Getting into the study program, I went to the website of such a University of Applied Sciences to go over what a typical dietetics program looked like and compare it to the things that I studied, and there are some huge fundamental differences that can make an impact on the whole experience. The first thing is that if you despised chemistry in high school and you do not want to deal with it for the rest of your life, do not go for nutrition sciences under any means. Nutrition sciences is a lot heavier on chemistry and generally subjects that you might relate more to medicine compared to dietetics, especially chemistry. There are a few subjects in the first 2 semesters that tend to filter out applicants that actually expect what you would study in a dietetics program from the nutrition sciences program. Subjects such as anorganic chemistry and especially organic chemistry tend to really set people back, and a lot of people drop out after not being able to complete these examinations. There are also other subjects that could be a bit heavier, that are physiology and biochemistry. In the dietetics program that I found, they were combined into one subject. In the one that I had, they were split into 2. These 2, however, I find more important than the anorganic and organic chemistry, and they are crucial for understanding other subjects that are connected to vitamins, minerals, and how they exert their functions in your body. Second very common misconception: with nutrition sciences, you do not learn as much about the pathophysiology, or to put it in simple words, you do not learn as much about the illnesses as you do with dietetics. In the dietetics program, there are 2 subjects that focus on the illnesses, and also a lot of separate subjects that you need to take that are related to nutrition for pregnancy, nutrition for children, etc., nutrition for different phases of the life. And in nutrition sciences, we did have one subject that went into some gastrointestinal disorders such as colitis, irritable bowel syndrome, etc. However, it is not very in-depth compared to what you would get from a dietetics program. Third misconception: with the nutrition sciences program, you learn a lot more about vitamins and minerals than you do in the dietetics program. I was kind of surprised with this one. I did expect more of the dietetics program to have more subjects on the matter. However, I did only find one that was called Human Nutrition, while with the program that I went for, Human Nutrition 1, which was only for macronutrients, Human Nutrition 2, which was only micronutrients, and all of their biochemical and physiological processes in your body, how deficiencies of those micronutrients impact your health, and so on. And we also had one introductory subject at the beginning that was all about these things. You can see how all of this is so much more in depth as with a dietetics program. This is not a very positive thing in my opinion for some dietetics programs, since right now there is a trend in the rise of consuming supplements. There is so much misinformation out there on what you need to absolutely take to be healthy. Therefore, having a better understanding of how vitamins and minerals work in your body can really help with giving people advice on these topics. Moving on to point number 4. This is a very crucial point for someone that wants to be a nutritionist or a dietitian, and that is the meal planning. Meal planning is essentially the main thing that you would like to do if you want to be a nutritionist or a dietitian. In the dietetics program, they have so many subjects in connection to meal planning, how to construct those. They even have cooking exercises, which would give you a lot of information, cooking methods, portion sizes, etc. With the nutrition sciences program, we did not have a single cooking exercise. I was asked about this while I was studying it from other people if we were having such a thing, and I was just so puzzled, why would I have a cooking exercise? But I guess in the dietetics programs they get that as well. In our program, we had only one exercise. It was the whole semester. It was also very time consuming, but again, it was one exercise on meal planning where we had to construct a meal plan for a hypothetical subject with health condition, which was really puzzling because technically we're not allowed to construct meal plans for people with health conditions. I got got an easy one. I got hypertension, but there were people that got kidney disease and other more severe illnesses, because with hypertension you just have to watch out that he doesn't eat too much salt. But apart from that, it's actually pretty simple. Although a lot of people that go into nutrition sciences and are interested in the field have some experience in tracking, know a bit about portion sizes and macronutrients of the different foods, etc., you can imagine that there are also people who did not have an unhealthy relationship with MyFitnessPal and that are not familiar with these things. For those people, constructing a meal plan would be very new and very time consuming, and they would require a lot more training to be able to do it the right way. This brings me to point number 5, which is a big miss in the nutrition sciences program, and this is the lack of subjects on mental health and how to handle customers that come to you. With dietetics, they had numerous subjects connected to communication, therapy, and how to communicate the right way with clients and address their needs. With nutrition sciences, we didn't have a single subject on the matter, and this is a very crucial thing if you want to become a nutritionist. I understand that the program technically does not prepare you only for the nutritionist position, but still a lot of people that go into studying it want to become nutritionists. This is the most common profession that people have in their mind when they start. I think they could swap out at least one subject with something related to mental health. You could, for instance, just remove the one subject when we had to learn about senses. I mean, smelling, tasting food, how that works, and the different sensors, etc. It is not as important as handling customers and ensuring that they are having a healthy relationship with food. And since I just mentioned that nutrition sciences program gives you also other job opportunities, we're moving on to point 6. From nutrition sciences, you are technically prepared in a better way for a variety of job positions. After doing nutrition sciences, you are not allowed to work with unhealthy people, you cannot go and work at a hospital and create meal plans for the patients there. However, because of the heavy load of chemistry in the degree program, some people go and try to find an internship or an entry-level position at companies that have to do with quality control of the foods, so analytical chemical methods, or also pharmaceutical companies because of the chemical practices that we had. Although it is harder for those people due to the competition with people that completed a basic chemistry degree, it is still a possibility, and if you're lucky, you can technically get a job position in these fields. In this job market, it's hard to get a position in any field, to be honest, with any degree, so ensuring that you have more possibilities for job positions might be something important for you to consider. Getting job positions in these other fields that I just mentioned that are also related to food is not a possibility for dietitians. Maybe they could technically get a job in another public health field that is related with managing food resources for, let's say, schools, daycare, etc. But I feel like the field is a lot more tight compared to the one that go out with a nutrition sciences degree. Also, with the nutrition sciences degree that I took, I was able to apply without any additional entrance examination for the food science master's degree that I did, which definitely expanded my knowledge on so many different things that I also talk about on this channel. For instance, the video that I made on seed oils, where I talk about all of the different fat oxidation processes and quality parameters and etc. I could have probably not explained it as well if I did not have this specific seminar in my master's where I had to present lipid oxidation on a presentation. Both degrees are great. You're going to gain a lot of understanding about human health, and even if you decide later on in life that you do not want to do this, I believe that it is an education that everybody needs to have to some extent so they can take better care of themselves and filter out misinformation that is spread around online. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that your choice is now clearer and that you have made up your mind about which degree might be better for you. My experience with this was very positive. I was not sorry for a single moment that I chose this program. Let me know down in the comment comments below if you would like me to do a specific topic next time. Do not forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll be seeing you next time.